starter, 3-0 in 5 starts, and a memorable 15th inning save in Atlanta. He leads the charge against the Mets as we wave bye-bye to August on a Saturday night at Nats Park. Hot night at the ballpark. I hope those guys in the Mets jerseys are outnumbered. Okay, they are. Game 2 of the weekend series. And on deck, New York at Washington. Nats trying to bounce back from a tough 1-run loss last night. Cincinnati lost as well, so the Nats are still only 6.5 games behind the Reds in that wild card race. So Bob and FP looking ahead and also looking back a little bit to what Dan Herron has done for this ball club over the last month and a half. He has been one of the most consistent starters in all of baseball.
Well, it's all started with control. Standing more upright in his delivery, really getting on top of the baseball, but commanding the outer half of the plate, mostly to right-handers with that fastball cutter split combination. He's been pounding the strike zone and doing his thing. You see the numbers right there to support his last couple of starts.
Yeah, 4-0 and an ERA of just over 2. The opponent's batting average has been really good. And he got roughed up early in Kansas City. He showed us some kind of moxie by bouncing back the way he did.
Well, he said that heat hit him like a ton of bricks in the first inning. He gave up 4 in the first, and after that settled down and was the Dan Herron that we've seen since the All-Star break. One of the best right-handers in all of baseball. So maybe a younger pitcher says, oh, 4 runs in the first, this just isn't my day. Dan Herron showing what he's made of. Bearing down, making the adjustments, and kind of wobbled through the first 3 innings and found a little something, found his release point, got used to the heat, and I think had one of his best outings of the year to keep his ball club in the game.
Yeah, got a no decision. It was some problems late that lost that game for the Nats. Time to bounce back again tonight against the young pitcher, Zach Wheeler, who they've already seen this year. Less than 5 innings, gave up a bunch of hits and runs. LaRoche and Worth took him deep. The Nats had 10 extra base hits in that game in a 13-2 win. How about some big-time offense again tonight? Brought to you by PNC Bank for the Achiever in You. Gavin DeGraw after the ball game tonight. We are expecting a big crowd in our nation's capital tonight. Nats are 2 over 500. Even with the loss last night, they've won 8 of 10, and they're 14-6 in their last 20. So it's going to be 86 at game time. Heat index higher than that. as Trane celebrates its 100th anniversary by offering irresistible financing. It's hard to stop a Trane, really hard. Mets are hitting .238. That's in the bottom 3 in the league, but they're in the top 7 in runs scored, 10th in home runs, and Ike Davis, decisive blow here last night. He told me today he's really been struggling lately, but it felt good to go opposite field. His batting average is up, as FB noted, over the last couple of weeks, but it's been a tough season, and that was a big-time blow he dealt the Nats last night. Dan Herron, 9 games, 8 starts career against New York, and a record of 2-2.
And did not get this decision in Sunday's 6-4 loss at Kansas City. Allowed 4 runs all in the first inning on 8 hits and 7 innings of work. Struck out 4, walked 1 through 103 pitches. So fastball, cutter, throws him about the same. The fastball 40% of the time. The cutter 39% of the time. He's got a curveball, and split is the out pitch with 2 strikes.
Behind the plate, 14-year veteran Mark Carlson. Crew chief Jerry Davis has first. Dan Isanya second base, and Brian Knight at third. Switch hitting Eric Young Jr. leads off. He's had a good impact on the Mets. He's hitting .252 since they signed him after the Rockies let him go. First pitch, a little bit outside at 7:06. That'll even the count to Young, who overall this year is hitting .248. He's been with the Mets for 62 games now, and he's one of the leading base stealers in the National League with 32, 4th best.
Well, the key for Herron's second half success has been just commanding that glove side, whether it's into lefties, away to righties, shaving off that side of the plate. Steve McCatty's loved what he's seen, obviously, but you know, on the DL, they made some adjustments with the grip on the off speed, so there's bigger separation between the pitches. Kind of standing more upright now, and he's able to get it on top of everything, get it out in front, and the command has just been unreal. Never really seen a guy so consistent just to one side of the plate and have so much success.
And that one going down. Counts 2-2 to the first batter of the game. Daniel Murphy, who always seems to hit the Nats. Well, he doesn't seem to. He does. And then Josh Satin in the number 3 spot tonight. To the right side and circling behind it, Steve Lombardozzi. Young gets down the line in a hurry. Infielders have to be on their toes and get rid of the ball in a hurry.
That set the defense for the Nats tonight behind Dan Herron. Harper Spanworth, the outfield. Desmond Zimmerman left side. Steve Lombardozzi getting the start at second base tonight to go along with Adam LaRoche on the right side and Wilson Ramos behind the dish. There he is, long ball Lumbo. And that was not a cheapie last night. That was off the back of the Nats bullpen. Off the bench with a tater, second of the year.
He's homered from either side of the plate this year, too. Murphy goes up swinging, flies it to center, span back, edge of the track, 2 outs. I don't think anybody IDs the distance of the ball any quicker than Denard Span, even when it's hit right back over his head.
Daniel Murphy was 2 for 2 in the cab coming over here today. I mean, that guy is a tough out. Hey, you own a team and you know that they know that whole thing. Confidence level high for Murphy against the Nats.
That'll bring in the third baseman, Josh Satin, 28-year-old from Hidden Hills, California. Played at Cal. And the Mets have liked what they've seen. It's been not that many games or at-bats this year. 52 games, 132 at-bats, and he's scuffling a bit. Has hit the Nats well, 7 for 20 this year. Slider away and a bouncer foul. Josh Satin is 0 for his last 12 and still hitting .280.
Kind of gives you an idea of what Terry Collins is doing just with what he's got left. I mean, Josh Satin, a good contact hitter. He's a guy that's going to give you a good at-bat, but I mean, if he's hitting third for you, your ball club's in trouble.
Grand total of 1 at-bat at big league level last year, 25 the year before that. So Ike Davis hitting .206 doesn't get a whole lot of protection. And of course they miss David Wright, the guy that everything revolves around with the Mets. Still nursing that hamstring. He's down in Port St. Lucie working out, but they're not sure he'll be able to play before the season's over. Challenge fastball on 2-2, fouled straight back.
It was funny, Dan Herron was talking to me about his last start in Kansas City and how that heat just hit him like a wave in the first inning, even throwing his bullpen and getting loose before the game. He said this could be a tough day. I'm a guy from California that's played in Southern California, in Oakland. Arizona, they had the roof closed, so I've never really been exposed to that kind of heat.
Gets it by with 83, first strikeout, and a 1-2-3, top of the first for Dan Herron. Last night, though, just 2 runs on 6 hits. Starting lineup brought to you by Mazda. We believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. Ryan Zimmerman, as usual, hitting well against the Mets. Batting average, slugging, scoring, and driving in runs. And over his last 11 games, Ryan's at .378 with 17 hits and 45 at-bats. Only real sub tonight, Lombardozzi in for Rendon. Zach Wheeler once start against the Mets, or rather against the Nats, at New York, June 30th, and they hit him around pretty well.
They took the 2-1 loss last start against the Phillies on August 26 at Citi Field. Pitched 6 2/3, allowed 2 runs on 5 hits, struck out 7, walked 1, 105 pitches, 67 of those for strikes. So fastball, slider, curveball, change is what Denard Span, the Nats, are about to see right now from Zach Wheeler.
Span 2 for 3 career against him, a couple of walks and an RBI.
Well, when you talk to Mets people, Zach Wheeler has really been working hard and getting better at getting ahead with the fastball. Been in the strike zone more consistently.
And a tapper right side, handled by Ike Davis.
So the defense for the Mets behind Zach Wheeler tonight. Young, Dendecker, Lagares in the outfield. Quintanilla, Satin left side, Murphy Davis right side, and Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate.
That'll bring in Ryan Zimmerman. Another 2-hit night last night. Ryan waited till his last 2 at bats. Base hit to left in the 6th, another in the 8th. Six batters in the lineup hitting .271 or better tonight. Ryan's at .277. by the way, later Cincinnati at Colorado again. Greg Reynolds 0-2 with a 5.73 ERA for the Reds. Juan Nicasio 8-6 with a 4.5 for the Rockies. We'll track that one a little later as the Nats continue to pursue that second wild card spot.
And that's what I'm talking about with Wheeler, the secondary pitch, the slider right there at 87. And that's all he's really throwing. He's throwing about 4 or 5 curveballs a game, maybe 2 or 3 changeups a game. Really a 2-pitch guy. Fastball in the mid-90s and that slider to go with it.
Breaking ball up and Zimmerman levels off and fouls it away. A click under 300 at home. And then Bryce Harper on deck here, bottom of the first. Coming off a rare 0 for last night. Zimmerman hits it hard. They play him up the middle, and Omar Quintanilla takes care of that. Four ground balls to the second baseman last night for Bryce. But over his last 16 ball games, still hitting at .344 with an on-base percentage of over .440.
A lot of talk around town about that last ground ball to second base that Daniel Murphy bobbled.
And we will address that tonight, right?
Absolutely. It's hard to with 2 outs. We'll get to it.
That's a curveball. Evidently got the knees on its way over the plate. Pretty nasty.
And we talked about d'Arnaud framing that low pitch, and I just still sit here and marvel at the hands this guy has for a young catcher, for any catcher for that matter. I mean, last night he created about 5 or 6 strikes on his own that were out of the strike zone just by simple turn of the glove and how soft his hands are back there. A lot like Yadier Molina, who's one of his heroes.
And a fastball away. d'Arnaud held it there for a moment. $18 RBIs in 23 games against the Mets for Harper. Counts even, 2-2. And Bryce will reach out and guide it up the middle. Quintanilla on the run. And the Nats on 3 ground balls go in order to start the game. They've been really working Bryce off speed away in this series.
Bryce Harper up, game on the line, swung at a 3-0 borderline pitch, gets a 3-1 pitch right here and grounds it to Daniel Murphy. And Murphy barehands it, makes the play. And this is a case where, as a second baseman, if you bobble this ball and you look up and the guy's close to the base, you might launch the throw. But Bryce Harper didn't run hard right there. He tried to turn it on at the end, probably frustrated that he didn't come through in the clutch. And, you know, Randy Knorr had some strong comments in the newspaper this morning about how Bryce needs to hustle every single time. And I feel like the one area that I'm really qualified to have an opinion on is running hard to first base, which I did every single time my whole career for 14 years. And, you know, there's a certain responsibility that goes with playing hard on a daily basis. And if that's the aura and the persona you're going to create, you have to have that responsibility and that mindset every single day to play hard. In saying that, it is not easy, folks. It is not easy for 162 games to play your tail off every single day. But if that's the guy you're going to be, that's the guy you have to be. And there's nothing wrong with being the other guy that maybe takes it easy once in a while and doesn't run out everything hard and hits 30 home runs and drives in 100 RBIs. And I think right now that Bryce is kind of in between. What kind of guy am I going to be? Am I going to be Pete Rose every single night, which in and of itself is a tremendous responsibility? But if you look at him tonight, running to first base, just a simple ground ball to shortstop, 2 outs, nobody on. He gets after it. And for the most part, he does get after it going down the line. But, you know, I think right now, being 20 years old, he's still in the process of deciding, am I going to be that guy that goes all out every single night? And I'm telling you, Carp, there was nights when I didn't want to do it, didn't think I could do it, had no idea how I was going to do it. But if that's the person that I was and the player that I was, I felt like I had to do it, regardless if the flight got in at 4 in the morning and you're playing a day game, regardless if you played 20 games in a row, and regardless if you're 10 for 20 or 0 for 20.
Well, Randy Knorr, and we know this, any ball club he will ever run, and he was managing the ball club last night, he demands it every second when you're out there between those lines. And, you know, I thought it was a good thing for him to go ahead and clear the air after the game last night. It was written about. A lot of you maybe didn't read about it or hear about it till this morning. We were in the process of wrapping up our show. Probably would have addressed it at the end of the ball game last night, but it was the last out of the game. A lot of things going on, and I think everybody understands now exactly what happened last night. I'm sure Bryce does, and I would doubt if it happens again.
I mean, nobody likes seeing Bryce play with his hair on fire more than I do, but I think for the best of his career and for his longevity of his career, that it's okay if you don't run every single ball out as hard as you can. I mean, the difference between a 4-1 to first and a 4-3 to first is not that big a deal. And if you watch a guy that's running a 4-3 to first and not going crazy as hard as he can run a 4-1, you don't even know the difference. And people still think that you're running hard. So there's a way to do it where you don't have to, you know, the helmet doesn't have to fall off and the run till they tag you thing every single time, and still make it look like you're playing as hard as you can every day. But if that's going to be the guy you are, you have to do it every time.
3-2 to Travis d'Arnaud. Aaron throws a strike. Zimmerman makes a backhanded grab, and it deflects off his glove. Harper's going to get to the ball in a hurry and rifle it into the infield. And the Mets have their first base hit.
d'Arnaud continues to impress, not just with the glove. A couple of good at-bats last night. A little one-hopper past Ryan Zimmerman right there. And Bryce Harper does a nice job holding d'Arnaud to just a single.
Juan Lagares, the right fielder, next. 1 for 4 last night. And a modest 5-game hitting streak with 6 hits. Bouncing into 5 double plays this year, but he's a good fast base runner. Hitting .260 and 1 for 5 career against Dan Herron. Dan hit hard by the Mets back on June 5th in a 10-1 loss. 4 innings, 7 hits, and 5 earned runs. And then a great bounce back in that 4-1 win July 27th. One of the 6 times this year he's gone at least 7. And Dan's done that 4 of his last 6 starts. He's gone at least 6 innings 14 times this year, including 6 in a row. Now, the save doesn't count. That was an emergency situation, but as a starter, he's really piled up some good innings. And a 1-2 has the right-handed batter reaching to foul it away. Matt Dendecker, the center fielder, next. Had him reaching again, but that's well placed. Lombardozzi, no chance to get there. And the Mets will have first and second, one out.
Nice piece of hitting right there by Juan Lagares. And just taking that split on the outer half, going the other way, using the hole created by d'Arnaud. Putting the ball in play, good things happen. Nice piece.
Matt Dendecker from Fort Lauderdale. Three-time All-SEC at the University of Florida. Still hunting his first major league hit. He broke his wrist in spring training. Only 53 games at AAA Las Vegas when he hit .296.
Well, I know Julie's got more on it, but we got to check with Elias and how many times there's been two guys in the same lineup with lowercase d's to start their last name. And not only to have one on base and one in the batter's box at the same time. It's got to be a first, right?
I have no idea.
Dendecker, d'Arnaud.
Of course, on the scoreboard, they capitalize everything.
DeHaron.
Delino DeShields.
There you go.
One guy with two, but they were
capital
D's. That's outside. 82 on the changeup. And the count's 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Dendecker, 0 for 5 in 2 big league ball games, couple of strikeouts. He's 26 years of age. Mets made him their 5th round pick in 2010. And a swing and a foul tip. Stays in the mid of Wilson Ramos. And for Herron, his 2nd strikeout. Nissan will track it.
Yeah, it goes to the split the out pitch and watch the down and away action late. So the split tonight, good for Herron. And that's what has been his out pitch consistently since the All-Star break. Looks like it's going to be up and it disappears.
12 pitches, 8 strikes, first inning. Couple of base hits extending him here. But a chance to get to the number 8 hitter here and have the rookie pitcher lead off next inning if he can get Quintanilla, who is 0 for 5 against him with a walk. Omar, the shortstop, hitting .217. Wheeler, 4 career hits. Just 23 years of age. Pretty good paint, 89 on the outside edge. Second base, d'Arnaud. First base, Lagares. Breaking ball hammered out to center, but Span gets to it. It's off his glove. 2 runs will score. Quintanilla into second base. One of the few balls you will ever see Denard Span get to and not be able to hold on to.
Well, I'm shocked that he got that close. I mean, that ball was hit well by Quintanilla. It was ticketed for the gap, and I said, there's no way Span even gets close to this when he made contact. And watch the route that Denard takes. Like I always say, the most direct routes in all of baseball, and he got close enough. It's a guy that doesn't like to leave his feet, a guy that doesn't like to dive, and that was a great shot, guys, of maybe his front shoulder kind of getting in the way of his vision of the ball in his glove. Kind of blocked himself out with the dive right there, and that might have been the difference. Good effort just to get that fire by Span.
Well, first base wasn't open. There was a base open. And the Nats challenge the number 8 hitter, and Quintanilla hurts them and puts the Mets on top. Wheeler 4 for 26 with an RBI. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed hitter.
But check out Denard Span. It was his vision blocked by the dive. Watch his right shoulder, his front shoulder, right kind of there. Maybe get in the way of the vision. to where the ball didn't hit directly in his glove, but good effort nonetheless.
Inning over. But the Mets will plate a couple on 3 hits. They're not going to lay down for anybody in this division. The Nats have a battle on their hands. Crowd. Nats down by a couple. Bats will have to get busy. Worth, Desmond, LaRoche coming up. Second inning tight, brought to you by Luna. Call for the Luna Double this weekend. Get your second room of flooring free at 877-241-LUNA. Jason Worth, he pulled a magic appearing act today. And against Zach Wheeler way back when. Now that is a ton of a home run in that ballpark.
I mean, there hasn't been a cheapie in the bunch for Jason Worth this year of his 21 home runs. No wall scrapers by any means.
That was his 8th in the third inning of that 13-2 win on June 30th. He had walked earlier. The Nats had 10 extra base hits out of their 13 hits in that game. And as I alluded to a moment ago, he made a magic appearing act today on the National League official stat sheets. 7 or 8 different categories, subtly enough at bats to qualify. And here he is in a hot batting race, 1 point behind Chris Johnson and just 5 behind Yadier Molina for the National League lead. Jason batting .325.
It's magic? It's not magic. Come on.
Hey, he wasn't on the sheet today. He is. They went poof. And he magically appeared, and we like it. It's going to be a pretty interesting race down the stretch. Michael Kadire and Andrew McCutchen, the other 2 guys hitting .320 or better. Worth will pop this one up on the infield. Travis d'Arnaud does the right thing, turning around and facing back toward the plate, and that's 4 straight for Zach Wheeler to start the game. First ball in the air. Become a season plan holder for next year. You can receive bonus e-cash and multi-year price locks. All these offers expire September 30th. Visit nationals.com/2014. Some restrictions apply.
Well, that's all you have to do is say bonus e-cash. I'm in.
Nothing like bonus e-cash to get people excited.
Free money? Yeah. Where do I sign up?
Here's Desmond. You know, there's money flying around right in front of our very eyes right now on the E-Trail. We just can't see it.
Is that magic too?
Yeah. But it disappears. And that's outside. Ian Desmond at .283. .417 over his last 9 ball games. And a dangerous count here. He's 1 for 2 against Wheeler. Got a fastball. A little late for it. He had an RBI double in that game back on June 30th. Your mission, our commitment. Visit agilitycorp.com and look at this. 2 infielders since the start of the 2010 season with at least 60 home runs and 80 steals.
That's nice.
Hanley Ramirez is in very good company. Fastball away, got the corner. Mark Carlson ringing it up on the Mercedes pitch track.
Some 95 paint away. That was supposed to be in.
This ball popped up over the dugout on a play.
It's funny, though, when you think of Hanley Ramirez, you think of a slugger. When you think of Ian Desmond, you think of a complete baseball player. And when you show those numbers, well, he's a slugger.
Yeah, and Hanley doesn't bat leadoff anymore like he did in Florida for a while. He is more of a slugger now. This guy can do it all. And Ike Davis over to grab it. Zach Wheeler, 5 in a row, 4 of them on the ground. And the Mets pitching staff, which has the same ERA as the Nats, quieting this offense in this series so far. Second inning, first time up, Adam LaRoche on June 30th.
If you remember that game on June 30th, Zach Wheeler had zero command of his fastball. Yeah, that's a far one. Zero command of his slider. Zero command of his curveball. And he was searching, so he wasn't about getting ahead. He was falling behind. And, you know, for a young pitcher, when you fall behind the big leagues, these guys can hit 95 when they know it's coming. Might have been the same pitch right there that we just showed.
Adam LaRoche for his last 11. And against Wheeler, 1 for 2 with that home run and a walk. The shift is on. Foul ball left side on 95.
See, that's a pitch right there as a hitter that'll have you talking to yourself as you step out of the box. When you're sitting fastball, get fastball, and you're late on it, it rattles you big time.
And if you weren't with us last night on this LaRoche shift, the Mets play, it's the third baseman tonight, Josh Satin, out there by the umpire behind second base. They leave the shortstop, Omar Quintanilla, pretty much at home.
And the right fielder's in center, and the center fielder's in left, and
second baseman's in right.
Who's on first?
Inside, 2-2.
I remember LaRoche last night called out on a very questionable backdoor slider from LaTroy Hawkins. Very rarely do you see Adam argue, but he flipped his helmet down the plate, his bat down the plate. And he had some words for Brian Knight.
Last out of the ball game with LaRoche going down that evening. And here we go on a 2-2. Nasty breaking ball in the dirt. Zach Wheeler's got it going on with his other pitches tonight. 6 in a row to start the game. His first strikeout. And this one's on to the top of the third with the Mets on top by 2. York by 2. When the Nats win, and win big, everybody does. They've got to go get 7 or more, and you get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com. Enter promo code NATS50. And that's valid at participating D.C., Maryland, and Northern Virginia locations. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, official pizza of your Washington Nationals. Games left. The Nats one fewer than Arizona, one more than the Reds. So Cincinnati has more home games left than anybody. The Nats would have to go an outrageous 22-6 to make it to 90 wins. They would have to go 17-11 to make it to 85. And last year, 84, I believe, was the number that got St. Louis in, right, as the second wild card. But right now, Cincinnati already has 76 wins. So when you look at it that way, it kind of looks really, really hard. And that's why you just take it one inning, one at bat, one game at a time, and keep plugging away. Base hit, Eric Young.
Yeah, they have to go 1-0 tonight.
All you can do.
Well, now's where the fun starts with Eric Young Jr. at first base. 32 stolen bases on the year, like you said, Carp, and that's a career high for him.
It's like he's got a new lease on life with the Mets. A young team with a lot of opportunity. He hit 242 in 57 games when the Rockies designated him for assignment June 12th.
His 16 stolen bases in the second half of the season lead the National League.
And here's an interesting number. In his first 4 years in the big leagues, he had a total of 62.
Well, that depends on the manager, the philosophy. If you have the green light or you're just getting the steal sign. And base stealers will tell you, Carp, they like to have the green light because then they dictate the jump and the pitch they go on, and it's not given to them by the manager, to where sometimes when you get the steal sign, you get a little rigid out there and you don't get as good a jump.
On the move, Ramos comes up firing, and Lombardozzi on the fly keeps that ball out of center field. Some of the Nats fans are applauding the backup and the reach by Lombardozzi here.
A good jump by Young. A little look back right there. Good throw, might have been interesting. And Ramos rushed it, kind of launched the throw, but watch Lombardozzi has to hold his ground. And then he gets to back up the play. And if that's a good throw high, Lombardozzi doesn't get it. But because it was sinking to right center field, or running, I should say, Lombardozzi had a chance.
There's Daniel Murphy, takes one upstairs. Off speed from Herron, and the count goes to 3-0. So Eric Young with his 33rd steal. Gene Segura leads the league from Milwaukee at 38. Up the middle, base hit. Eric Young motors around third. Span throws it home, cut off by Herron. 3-0 Mets. And 5 hits out of the last 7 batters.
I have no idea how Daniel Murphy's hitting 279 coming into tonight.
Yeah, who's getting him out?
Unbelievable kick off the mound. It almost redirected the ball into Ian Desmond's glove. But because it was hit so hard, it still got up the middle. And Denard Span with no shot to get the speedy Eric Young for the 3rd run of the night for the Mets. That guy should be hitting 379.
In a 4-game hitting streak, 4 doesn't sound that impressive. He's 8 for 15. And now with another runner moving, there's a base hit. Satin jumps on the first one, and the top 3 in the Mets order singling here in the 3rd inning.
Oh, fast break offense from Terry Collins. Eric Young single, he steals second. Daniel Murphy single, scores Young, he steals second or tries, and then goes all the way to 3rd on a base hit to left.
And the phone to the bullpen, and this is the time of year when this will happen, rings very early. Ike Davis pulled the ball first time.
Well, let's see what Zach Wheeler's got going on down tonight. You can't let it get too much further away.
84 to get it by the left-handed batter.
I would imagine the secret weapon's going to get loose in the Nats bullpen probably.
Is his name Tanner?
Yeah.
Davis on a ball in on his hands, turns and fouls it.
Yeah, there he is.
Ball games have a way of turning around as soon as he steps between the lines.
Well, then start him.
Well, he was considered for tomorrow, but Ross Ohlendorf gets the Sunday night start against the Mets. In the air, left center for Bryce Harper. Runner at third tagging Daniel Murphy. Bryce will fire it into second. It's another 2-run inning for New York. Ike Davis, 32nd RBI, 33rd RBI, and his third of this series.
It looks like he pulled something on the swing, maybe an oblique. Terry Collins out there, really didn't get out of the box. Watch the swing. Got something out over the plate where he likes it, and there goes the oblique. Oh, you never like to see that happen to anybody. That's just a shame for a guy that's had a tough year. When you have that kind of react, I've had that injury before. It feels like somebody runs up behind you with a knife and stabs you. It's excruciating pain. Some of the worst you can have. And they don't go away.
First out of the inning. Travis d'Arnaud next. Well, big crowd quieted down by these Mets. 4 runs on 6 hits already. And d'Arnaud got it all started. Aaron had retired his first 4 batters before the Mets catcher singled to left off the glove of Ryan Zimmerman last inning. A Lagares base hit, a Quintanilla double later. It was 2-0. '84 high in the zone. Kinetic North America will track it.
Yeah, that's not where you want an 84. Not up there like that. That's a hanging split.
Off the glove of Heron. Charging Lombardozzi, bare hand, safe. Four hits in the inning.
And 4 balls barreled up, too. And d'Arnaud with another nice swing right here. Line drive. Heron tried to do the behind the back thing. Almost caught it. Good effort by Lombardozzi. Watch the behind back effort. Almost got it.
Foot first, then ball. And Steve McCaddy, boy, right off the glove, deflecting to the right.
Couple balls that just missed gloves by inches tonight. Bernard's nice effort in right center field. And that one right there.
Yeah, that one off Span's glove, the only extra base hit by the Mets so far. And that'll bring in Juan Lagares. Pitch count mounting. 12 in the first inning, 25 in the second, and now up to 51 with only 1 out here in the third. Pretty good stop by Ramos to keep those runners at first and second and keep the double play in order.
Yeah, 87% heat, fastball cutter combo, not too much off speed, and there's been some elevation tonight and maybe a little too much plate.
Reaching out and dropping one into right center. Lagares. Worth on the charge. Runner coming home. Throw skips through and out at the plate on a good pickup and a block by Wilson Ramos. Jason Worth gets the assist.
That could be big in this ball game for obvious reasons. And right now, the Mets are seeing Dan Herron well. Lagares with a similar single his first time up, just reaches out, and what a throw by Jason Worth. We talk about playing Gold Glove right field all season long. Perfect example right there. And give Wilson Ramos credit. And a guy that has had trouble catching balls at home plate and hanging on to it does a nice job securing the baseball with two hands and then tagging the runner with one hand. Nice job.
And the base runner sat and really had nothing to slide to. Plate was blocked off. His foot was moving past the bag when Ramos made that tag. Runners at first and second, 2 outs now for Dendecker. Struck out first time up, and a bouncing ball foul to Zimmerman.
5 hits in the inning for the Mets.
Second base Darno, first base Lagares. And this ball beyond the reach of Desmond, and that'll score Darno. Hit after hit for the Mets. 6 in the inning, and they lead 5-0, and here comes Davey. And for Dan Herron, this will be his shortest outing since Colorado here on June 22nd. Shortest start of the year. This call to the bullpen packaged by the UPS Store. Here's Rourke. We love logistics. In this inning are 6 for 6. The sac fly. If there are 2 outs, a runner thrown out at the plate on the base hit. Here's Tanner Roark, whose first 8 games of the big leagues have been some kind of adventure. 0.93 ERA, 19 innings, 14 strikeouts, so 169 opponent's batting average, and 4 wins out of the bullpen.
Well, every time he's come into a game, he's made something happen, and the job obviously to keep it right where it's at and give the offense a chance to get back into this game. So if he does the same thing he's done all year long and turns this game around, the horseshoe will be of legendary proportion. Fastball, slider, curveball change is what the Mets are going to see from Roark right here.
Omar Quintanilla. Fastball up and away. Quintanilla, that double out to center off the glove of Denard Span first time. That was Dendecker's first major league hit, by the way. Matt Dendecker dumps one into left center. Drives in a run, his first big league RBI as well. 8th man to bat, Quintanilla. Good job of a frame by Wilson Ramos.
It's one of those nights, and we talked about in Kansas City, where if you want to slug, you got to slug. I mean, there's no other choice. Keep it right here and hope you figure out a young pitcher for the Mets.
Runner goes off first, off-speed pitch, fired to second, and ripping that bag, Dendecker. First hit, RBI, and steal in a matter of moments at the big league level.
Well, he's a guy that's got all the tools, and they're just waiting for him to put it together. I mean, you see right there, I mean, the fact that they put Dendecker in center field today and moved Juan Lagares to right will tell you about the defense. And right there, you get an example of the speed.
Yeah, stealing a base on a breaking ball. And that's his second steal.
Walk's not the worst thing in the world right here with Zach Wheeler on deck. Base hit, 7-0, and now you're talking about a long, long way to go.
Yeah, and Quintanilla already hurt the Nats in a 2-out, 2-on situation with the pitcher on deck.
Pretty good changeup.
He has started a bunch of innings, so that's why he's only inherited 4 runners, but stranding all but 1. And inheriting 2 more here. He bounces that one. Ramos fielding that ball cleanly. And now the Nats will watch the Mets bat 8. Now 9 men in this 3rd inning.
It's a good walk. I mean, you don't want to fool around with Quintanilla in that situation. Take your chances with Wheeler.
Ball 1, fastball missing. And another.
Looks like Wheeler's taking a strike.
Target was in. Ball 3 missing. He might be taking 2 now.
That was ball four.
Wow, it was. That was well out of the zone. Zach Wheeler really extending to foul it away.
Yeah, watch the run on this two-seamer. I don't think it was in the zone. Yeah, not even close on pitch track. That's a thank you very much. And if you're Tanner Roark, you have to take advantage of that right here, right now. No other choice. Pretty good hack by Wheeler.
Hacking like a regulation hitter who had a 3-1 count. 3-2 count. Third base, Lagares. Second base, Dendecker. First base, Quintanilla. 2 hits and a walk. No trouble taking that one, and it's 6-0.
That can't happen.
Wheeler's second big league RBI. Tanner Roark comes out and walks the first 2 he faces, including the pitcher. And Eric Young now will be the 10th batter for the Mets in this top of the third. He goes up swinging, left field line. That's 2 more runs. Walk, single. And the only reason that wasn't a double is because Eric Young had to stop with a pitcher ahead of him. And the Mets have stretched this thing out to 8-0. 7 of those runs charged to Dan Herron.
And Davey Johnson cannot believe what he's seeing.
Well, for that matter, neither can we, the way this team's been playing lately.
5-0's doable. 8-0. Now you got to throw a Hail Mary. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Dan Herron didn't have really any command tonight. He was up with his stuff. The Mets were on it. And Tanner Roark pitched around Quintanilla to get to Wheeler and then couldn't throw a strike.
Well, another visit here from Daniel Murphy. Base it up the middle last time. RBI attached to it. That's a changeup up in the zone. Strike 1. 8 runs on 10 hits. Well hit on a hop to Desmond. He'll go to first, and the inning is over. 6 more runs for the Mets and an 8-0 lead. They've gone in order twice. Ramos, Lombardozzi, and Roark, the scheduled hitters, bottom of the third. AFCIA, the Association for Global Security Professionals, with our sideline report. Steve Lombardozzi keeps getting it done, Julie, no matter what the role.
He does, absolutely. And last night, with his first pinch hit home run coming right off the bench, Davey Johnson wanted to give him a chance, started him at second base today. Steve said, you know, getting more at-bats, it's been super helpful this season. It's tough being a young guy coming off the bench, having to go in the situation. Davey Johnson wanted to give Anthony Rendon the night off. He cited matchups, and also he said, you know, this is the most games that he's ever played. This is 50 games for him, more than 50 games. So he decided to give him the night off. And Lombardozzi comes into the clubhouse today and goes to his locker and finds that his name is paired with Tyler Moore. Ryan Zimmerman pulling a little prank on the two young guys, and kind of combined their lockers because they are so close. They are very good friends, and apparently Adam LaRoche decided to also pull a little prank on them when they were traveling on our last road trip. They switched their room keys, and so it made it seem when they both checked in that they were staying in the same room.
Those veterans. Lucas Duda takes over for Ike Davis, who we think hurt his oblique muscle. Hope it's not that serious, but it sure didn't look good on the replay. We wish him well. Lucas Duda takes over.
I don't think Lombardozzi or Tyler Moore would care. They're so close. Put them in the same locker, in the same room. They'd probably like it.
Well, starting tomorrow, all around baseball, there will be some crowded clubhouses. September call-ups. Doesn't mean everybody does it on the first based on what some of their minor league ball clubs are doing. But there will be some expanded rosters tomorrow. Zach Wheeler now throwing the heat. 95 to Ramos, who's never faced him. 31 pitches and 20 strikes.
You still have to pitch your game. Can't get away from the game plan, even though you got an 8-run lead in your young pitcher. Pound the strike zone with fastballs. Get to your secondary pitches and walk anybody.
Ramos levels off and hits it well to right, but Juan Lagares right there. 7 straight for Wheeler to start the game. 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th last night. Pinch hitting, number 9 spot.
One right-handed in Chicago against the Cubs at Wrigley Field. One left-handed against the Mets here at Nats Park. Off the back ball, Tyler Clippard with a nice play. So off the bench, adding some energy, making something happen once again. Steve Lombardozzi, baseball player. And officially a switch hitter now with a jack from each side of the plate. Before that, it was unofficial.
Hitting .256 from the left side. .329 over his last 76 at bats with 25 hits. Not easy to do. 76 at bats over 36 games. This bouncer will send Murphy to his right. Throws across his body to Duda. And 2 quick outs here, bottom of the 3rd.
First not coming right here, I'm calling it.
Tanner Roark coming in. You can bid now on game-used items from your favorite Nats. Bats, game-used balls, caps, lineup cards, and jerseys. Go to nationals.com/auction. It ends Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Tanner Roark as a big league hitter, 1 for 2. Had an RBI in Chicago. Went gapper that night, right?
He did.
Out to left center.
First big league knock.
Fastball up. Well, one pitcher's been walked. Maybe another. Well, if he lays one in, we'll see if Tanner can do something with it.
It's a good take. Fill it up. You're going to get the same pitch 3-2. You got 3-1. You need a whole ton of base runners.
And a chopper by the mound. Somebody's going to have to make a good play. Murphy picks it up, and no play.
And, like I said would happen, there goes the no-hitter. Was I a little early on that? You think that's a knock?
I talked to David Vincent before the game. That's
a knock. Come on, put it up there. Tanner Roark is unstoppable at the plate. 3-2 pitch, chopper up the middle. You make the call. First one's got to be clean. But he was flying down the line. People don't realize he is the fastest pitcher in all of baseball. I just made that up too.
Here's a hit on the board.
Nice.
And here's Denard Span. Good rip on a pitch up. 95, Span bounced out to the first baseman his first time up. Guiding that ball just outside the bag.
Yeah, leading on 94-95, as you should with an 8-run lead. This doesn't mean you lay it in there and let the other club get back in the game, but allows you to be a little more free and easy.
Well, Span likes him fast, he likes him slow. Not a whole lot in between. That's fair. Playing over near the line, Eric Young, so Tanner Roark has to stop at second. So the Nats are trying to get something moving here. Consecutive 2-out hits with Ryan Zimmerman coming up.
Well, three-run homers will do it by my math. Go get a couple guys on, pop one out of here, see what happens. Nice piece of hitting on a curveball. So take that, graphic people, for a base hit down the left field line.
Span, another extension of his career-high hitting streak. He's 21 for 55. Ryan Zimmerman next. Ryan pulled the ball first time to Quintanilla.
Ooh, got a pitch. 95 belt high, fouled it straight back.
Mercedes-Benz will track it
right on this heater. And maybe that little tiny run at the very end is what caused the foul ball straight back. Wasn't that late.
Two on, two out. And Zimmerman goes right field. Lot of carry. to the wall, and right there is Lagares. The Nats missing by a couple of feet of starting that climb back into this one. Beautiful evening in the Capitol, except for the score.
TV completely around you, recommending more of what you'd like to watch, and you'd probably like to watch some runs here for the Nats tonight. 8-0 Mets. Offense exploding for 8 runs on 10 hits. So obviously game 7, we're going to show you some Mets knocks. This one by Omar Quintanilla in the second inning. Good effort by Denard Span. That scored 2 runs, made the ball game 2-0. And then Eric Young Jr. with the big blow in the third. Trying to wiggle out of that jam. Tanner Roark walked Omar Quintanilla, walked Zach Wheeler, and Eric Young with a big base hit to make this game 8-0 Metropolitans.
16 pitches, 8 strikes for Roark against the 4 batters. Seton, Duda, and Darno. Top of the 4th. Josh Seton base hit last time. He was the runner thrown out at the plate by Jason Worth.
Well, Seton's got a good approach, good hitter. He gave the Nats fits when they were in New York last time. He's a guy that keeps his hands inside the baseball. Tough out, knows the strike. He'll stick his nose in there. Just not your prototypical 3-hitter. But whatever Terry Collins was thinking tonight with the lineup, it's worked.
Slider away, and he fouls it away. That ball hit hard. Heading for the bullpen fence. It'll hop over Bryce Harper. He'll make a strong throw in, and the runner is safe.
Oh, look like he got the tag in there.
Bryce Harper making it extremely close on a leadoff double by Josh Seton.
You never see Lombardozzi show really any emotion toward an umpire. Two-handed that ball, put the tag down, and Dan Iasonia didn't think he got him. Let's check it out. Another good swing by Seton. Guy can flat out hit. Beats Bryce Harper. But Bryce makes a nice play right off the wall, gets it quick, and throws a bullet. And this is where it gets interesting. And you see Lombardozzi's reaction right there, but Iasonia right on top of it. He's got a good view. Did he get him? Might have got him on the toe. All right, see what we got here. And if he got him on the foot before the foot got there, obviously he's out. And this might show it right here. Watch the glove on the front foot. His leg blocks that one out. Can't really tell. Might have one more look at it.
And that one runs back for a strike on Lucas Duda.
All right, this one's going to tell the story. Boy, it's close. That close, that many views. Still not sure. Give Dan Iasonia some credit.
0-2 to the batter. And Duda will swing and miss at a changeup. Tanner Roark fading that one away from him for his first strikeout. Nissan will track it.
A little changeup down the way. 3-pitch, see ya.
Travis d'Arnaud came into this ball game as a big league hitter, 5 for 32. 2 for 2 tonight. Pretty good breaking ball to the outside corner. He had a 2 for 4 night last night with a double and a single. Fastball up after a couple of breaking balls. 2 Ks in a row. A pretty good giddy up on that.
Yeah, 95 to him. Belt high. Maybe a little higher than that. Slider away for a strike. Then he goes challenge fastball. And that might have even surprised Wilson Ramos. Watch how he receives this ball. Might have been a little foul tip there, actually. A little redirect in the glove. Ramos hangs on for strike 3. Nice job.
That'll bring in Juan Lagares, who's 2 for 2.
Yeah, 2 singles, and they've both been on off-speed pitches where he's really had to reach for them both. One over second, one up the middle.
He is now 8 for his last 20.
I would imagine those fastballs in the 299 are out over the plate. They haven't tried him hard in yet, and you would think maybe by him getting extended a couple of times, hitting the ball the other way, that the inner half of the plate might be open here with 2 strikes.
Ramos leans out. And the fastball well off the plate. And there's that breaking ball that he got a piece of.
Set up in there, couldn't hit the spot. Still open if you want to go there.
Setting at second base. He led off the inning with that double. Nats have big hitters due up in the 4th. And a slider. Had him reaching and a comebacker. Tanner Roark gives up that double. Strikeout, comebacker. Bryce Harper, Jason Worth, and Ian Desmond straight ahead. stuck in the gate. And so there's a conspiracy here.
Well, there's some death and destruction coming up here.
So Tom went down.
Watch this. This is great.
Abe takes out William Howard.
He ate it.
Wow.
Taunting, 15 yards. And then it just got crazy behind that you didn't really want to see.
Evidently, Abraham Lincoln gets pretty excited when a man from his state, Tanner Roark, is in the ballgame pitching.
Abe's been on a tear lately, by the way.
He has.
FYI, if you're partaking in a friendly wager at home.
Bottom of the fourth, Bryce Harper. The Mets have grounded him out 5 times in this series.
And Zach Wheeler just going right after Bryce Harper with the heat. Just looking at Wheeler's demeanor since the last time the Nationals faced him. Obviously an 8-run lead will allow you to relax a little bit out there, but the body language, kind of the way he's standing on the mound, he was big time rattled the last time the Nats faced him, and tonight seems a lot more in control out there. And I'm saying that because it was that way from the beginning before it was 8-0.
Yeah. Came out 3 ground ball outs, 12 pitches, 8 strikes, first inning. He gives Harper the curveball, and a good take by Bryce on a pitch ending up under his hands on 0-2 after a bunch of heaters. And then they go soft again, and the Mets have Bryce Harper 0 for 6. Kinetic North America, strikeout number 2.
Well, this is nasty. Yeah, curveball, 79 miles an hour, straight down for strike 3. A pitch that he doesn't throw very often. I was told before the game he only throws 4 or 5 a game. He should throw more. That was filthy.
Worth goes up swinging, pops it up. Lucas Duda after it, and no chance. Hits on that first row bench of the Nats dugout. AT&T fact of the game. The Nationals in the month of August winning 16 ball games. So tied for the best in franchise history. The Expos in 99. Highest batting average in the league coming into this one.
And that's the year I went to San Francisco, so that's why that average was the highest until now.
Wow. Worth scorches one out to short. Quintanilla on the backhand side. 2 outs.
Nice play by Quintanilla. That ball had a little hair on it. Worth scalded it. We've seen him make some nifty plays in this series. It's only been a game and a half. Yeah, it's pretty solid with the glove. Makes a really rough play look simple. That's a sign of a good defender. That's not an easy play. Extended to the backhand. Plenty of time once you make the rough play, but then he throws it right on the money to get Worth.
Fastball, he just powders one right in there. Ian Desmond bounced out to the right side first time, got around late on a pitch that was sort of in toward the trademark of his bat. And he takes a big time rip there and fouls it straight back. Fastball up, hit well to right, but cruising over and grabbing it, Juan Lagares. The Nats have been stopped on 2 hits through 4, and the Mets lead 8-0. The ballpark are wounded warriors and their families. It's the DynCorp International Troop Recognition. At DynCorp, we serve today for a better tomorrow. On to the 5th inning. Tanner Roark, 32 pitches, 22 strikes. Dendecker, Quintanilla, and Wheeler for the Mets. Strike 1 to Dendecker. First big league hit last time up. First RBI, then he got his second stolen base. This guy has hit pretty well at every level for the Mets. A-ball Savannah 346, St. Lucie 296, Double-A Binghamton 340 last year. Then he struggled at Triple-A Buffalo 220 in 77 games. They switched their Triple-A to Las Vegas this year. As we told you, he was pretty good there. Broke his wrist in spring training, but then came back and hit 296.
He's always been a high strikeout guy. The Mets are looking for him to put the ball in play a little bit more consistently than he did in the minor leagues. 2012, he struck out 154 times. In 2011, 156 times, and that's in the minor leagues, folks. That's 142 games. So add another 20 to that, and you want to be a little more consistent putting the ball in play.
Pretty good breaking ball by Roark, and Tanner now has struck out 3 of the last 4 Mets. The Wounded Warrior Celebrity Softball game is happening after the home game on Sunday, September 15th. That's after the Phils are here. And the kids run the bases. Celebrities and members of the Wounded Warrior softball team will play right here. You must have a valid ticket for the regular game that day to attend the Softball Classic. Nationals.com/celebrity softball. Check it out. It's a lot of fun last year.
Yeah, fun if you like getting your head kicked in by the Wounded Warriors. I think it was 426-2 was the final.
And I waved both of those runners past first base.
You did.
I was coaching first, and I wasn't real busy.
He did not have a lot of customers.
I might switch to third and take the whole total day off this year.
There's a reason why they do the weather. They're splitting them up this year, though.
Yeah, that's what I heard. You talked about that last week.
Yeah.
Right?
Trying to make it a little more fair.
Fastball up and in, another strikeout. Tanner Roark mowing him down now in the middle of the ball game, and he's got the pitcher coming up.
Well, he's found it now. And he challenged fastball 94 in the inner half. I mean, he just got plus stuff. It's not going to wow you, but 94, 95, usually down the zone. Got a good curveball to go with it. And the intangibles are off the chart. Big fan.
Zach Wheeler, strikeout and an RBI walk. Up the middle, Desmond from behind the bag. And for the second time tonight, a 1-2-3 inning. LaRoche, Ramos, and Lombardozzi straight ahead.
The truck is so bored right now.
I watched that little, as we call, re-tease and thought the Nats were ahead. That was pretty exciting. They still might be. We'll see. Visit Kia.com. Learn why Kia is one of the fastest growing car brands in America. So, month of August, Adam LaRoche slumping a bit here at the end. 0 for his last 12, but he's done plenty of damage. Wilson Ramos, a solid month. Not as spectacular as his July was. Steve Lombardozzi just does everything he is asked of with this ball club.
Well, then ask him to hit a 9-run homer.
Within reason. He's done everything this ball club has asked him to do. So LaRoche in the box, Ramos to the on-deck circle, Lombardozzi in the hole. And Zach Wheeler, 60 pitches, 43 strikes through 4. That's in right field, but there's a second baseman there. Murphy throws out LaRoche. Ramos coming up next, and this moment in history brought to you by Volkswagen. Their best thing ever event going on. Visit VWDealer.com. The Griffies, the first father-son combo to play in the same lineup. And they both scored a run in a 5-2 win. That was with Seattle. It's, when you think about it, it just seems impossible. Ramos rams one to right center. And battling the lights at the end of that play, Juan Lagares. Off the bat of the right-hander, that ball will come back a bit to the right fielder. And Ramos was lined out hard twice out there.
Just such a short, compact swing for such a powerful hitter. And he takes that ball in the inner half of the plate, gets the barrel to it. A lot like Pudge Rodriguez used to do. He'd like that ball close to him. He'd get the barrel to it with the inside-out swing. And go the other way. Another hard-hit ball, like you said, Carp, right at Lagares. Fighting the lights, still made the play.
Here's Lombardozzi with 2 outs. There is activity in the bullpen.
I'll tell you what, Steve's dad looks like he could still play, and maybe you get those guys together for a game. Given that Griffey stat.
Tyler Moore comes out on deck. Fernando Abad. So the power of Moore you'd love to see in the box in this inning. Lombardozzi bounces one left side. Cut off by Josh Satin. Close but out. 5-pitch inning. 7 straight for Zach Wheeler.
Blue, 59. But they win today? What was the score? 59-9. The Wolverines won. It's time for your PNC minor league report. PNC for the achiever in you. Matt Perk, check it out. Potomac, 4-0. 2.43 ERA, 9 walks, 25 Ks in his last 6 starts. He is also going to play in the Arizona Fall League. Hey, there it is. They're ready. Call them up. Rosters expand tomorrow, so call everybody up. They're all ready.
So now I know why we've been hearing that for 2.5 years.
They're ready. Call them up. Here's
Eric Young, 2 for 3. Base hit, steal, run, RBI. Tanner Ruart right now throwing the fastball well. He's had some good change-ups. And some breaking balls for strikes too, kind of putting it all together. He has more of a repertoire than your usual reliever, but he has started in his career.
I mean, he's definitely, without a doubt, got 4 or 5 starter stuff at the major league level.
There's that big breaking ball. It hits the plate. Fortunately for him, by the line, and he can go ahead and make the play without a throw, tagging Eric Young.
Yeah, it's well documented what a good athlete Tanner Roark is, and you get a good example right here on this play. Off the mound, quick. Eric Young Jr., above average speed, tags him as he tries to avoid it. So we've seen him field his position. We've seen him swing the bat, run the bases. Tanner Roark, a very good athlete for a pitcher. And I had to say it like that because there's probably some pitchers in the clubhouse listening. And that's what position players say.
Well, where do you start with the Mets? Maybe with the Quintanilla double. Number 8 man, pitcher on deck. The Nats challenged him, and he drove in 2. And then they scored 6 in the 3rd on 6 hits and 2 walks. Actually, 7 hits in that inning and 2 walks.
A little addition to the PNC minor league report. The Gulf Coast Nats today, they beat the Red Sox 10-3. They were down 3-0 in the 7th.
The Boston Red Sox?
The Gulf Coast Red Sox. They could probably beat the Boston Red Sox. Bring them on. They're ready. They scored 8 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th to win that game 10-3, down 3-0.
They are a juggernaut.
They're on fire. Call them all up tomorrow. Andy Encarnacion got 3 hits, a home run.
And a ball served in the left.
Shocking.
Daniel Murphy. And then he tries to go to second. Bryce Harper guns him out for his 9th outfield assist of the year. Murphy getting a little frisky as it took Bryce a while to get the handle.
Well, that's how you get him out right there. Let him get his hit, bobble the ball, pick it up, and throw him out. Bryce Harper staying with it nice. Bullet right on the money to get Daniel Murphy out. Just kind of peeked up a little too soon, set a trap, and Murphy bit. Bam, look at that throw. I don't know what it is about Murphy's Nationals, but they are not getting along very well. Donnie Murphy, Daniel Murphy, various Murphys, dropkick Murphys.
Good thing Dale's retired. One ball and 2 strikes. Josh Satin, base hit, double. Hands started, but he held that bat back. Roark trying to complete his 3rd full inning of work. Got the final out back in that very difficult 3rd inning. Mets have out-hit the Nationals 12-2. Fastball missing, up and away. 3rd walk. That'll bring in Lucas Duda. Mercedes-Benz will track a close one.
Yeah, 2-seamer. Thought it might have caught the outside corner for a strike, but doesn't get the call. Usually in an 8-0 game, that's a strike every single time. Usually in a 0-0 game.
Lucas Duda came on to replace the injured Ike Davis, and the prognosis on him was a strain of that oblique on that sacrifice fly swing. And Duda's first time up, Tanner Roark made him strikeout victim number 1. He has since fanned 3 more. Way inside.
Well, if Roark keeps doing what he's doing, he's almost a lock to be on this ball club next year. There's some positions in that bullpen that probably aren't as solid as they've been in the past. And, 1 month left in the season, and he's proven how valuable he is right now to the Nationals.
Change up and picked by Ramos. Travis d'Arnaud's had a good night with 2 singles, 2 runs. And got him another strikeout for Tanner Roark. 5 in his now 3 1/3. He's keeping the Mets off the board and from further damage. Here at the ballpark. Check out these happy fans enjoying the night. They'd like to see some offense, though, wouldn't they? DentaQuest provides affordable dental coverage for priceless smiles. It reminds you to ask your broker about DentaQuest. Anthony Rendon will be a pinch hitter for the Nats as we go bottom 6 here.
Well, you can find smiles tonight. You're doing something right. Some smiles after the game. Gavin DeGraw, he'll put on a fantastic show, I have no doubt.
Zach Wheeler now 65 pitches, 46 strikes through 5. Started out with a bunch of ground outs. He had 4 of them in the first 2 innings. He's retired 7 batters in a row since the Nats had their only 2 hits. Roark and Span back-to-back in the 3rd, and Anthony Rendon bats 4. Tanner Roark and takes one right up around the letters. Looked like a backup breaking ball or a changeup that got him.
And the greatest comeback ever started with a hit-by-pitch to Anthony Rendon. Off speed, thinking he's going to ambush him with the first pitch fastball. Goes with something slow. I don't even know what that was. It looks like just a curveball maybe that squirted out of his hand when you look at the rotation. Nats need base runners, will take it.
Rendon hit for the 3rd time in his rookie year. First time in a while somebody not named Harper has been hit. Top of the order, here's Span. Denard base hit right inside the third base bag last time, extending his career high hitting streak to 14 games. Drilled up the middle. Rendon thinking about third. He'll make it easily. 2 on, nobody out.
Another good swing by Denard Span. Not waiting around, is he? So much more aggressive in a leadoff spot. And I think, you know, you come to a certain point in your career where maybe you change your whole approach, period. Not just to have a good last month of the season, but to where you're wondering maybe right now through Denard Span why you've been so patient in your whole career when you're seeing it pay off to be aggressive. And you go through streaks like that as a hitter to where you feel a responsibility to see pitches get on base. Well, you also can get on base by swinging at the first couple you see, and that's what Span has done here for the last 2-3 weeks.
He is hitting .393 now during his hitting streak. And here's Zimmerman, who almost homered here last time. He pinned Juan Lagares up on that right field bullpen fence. Strike one, fastball.
I thought that ball was out of here too, by the way. Surprised it stayed in the yard. And judging by Zimmerman's reaction, I think he was too.
Fastball. Drills it in there. And the 0-2. That's the count Ryan Zimmerman faces. 0-4-2 tonight. Ground ball is short before that long fly ball. Fastball by him up in the zone.
Yeah, funny, gave up a couple of knocks on off-speed pitches, went right back to numero uno and challenged Ryan Zimmerman right after him, 95 to.
Bryce Harper, ground ball to short, swinging strikeout. Looking for his first base hit of this series. Rendon hit by a pitch to start the inning, went to third on the Span single. Been away.
Daniel Murphy going to come in and talk to Zach Wheeler.
And by the way, Wheeler this year, longest outings, 7 innings twice. July 10th at San Francisco, 7-2 win. July 30th at Miami, 4-2 eventual win in extra innings. He got a no decision. But his last 3 times out, he's thrown 115, 114 innings and 105, and he hasn't gone beyond 6 2/3. He hasn't enjoyed an 8-0 lead in any of those games, but he's a young guy that still throws a lot of pitches for the innings he works.
Yeah, but he's a stuff guy. Stuff guys are not going to be low pitch count guys ever in the history of the game in 500 years. If you have stuff, you're not going to be a low pitch count guy. A, hard to put into play. B, you're not going to be hitting corners. I mean, there's certain pitchers that wish guys would put the ball in play, but their stuff is too good. You throw 89, 88, then you're going to be a low pitch count guy. You throw mid to upper 90s, you're always going to be a high pitch count guy. It's just the way it goes. Find me an economical power pitcher, and just doesn't happen.
Yeah, it happened one day for Strasburg.
I mean, it can happen from time to time, but over the long haul, guys are trying to put the ball in play. They can't. Your stuff is too good.
That's up and away. Bases loaded with Worth coming in.
That could come back to haunt you. Up by 8 runs, a 3-2 curveball to Bryce Harper. That's overthinking it, man. Lay it in there, see how far he can hit it. Still 8-3 if he gets you. That's a young mistake. See if the Nats can make him pay.
Jason Worth 0-2 tonight. 1 for 3 career against Wheeler with a home run and a walk.
One swing, you got a ball game.
Right-hander David Aardsma in the Mets bullpen. Gets a high strike call on a slider.
Did not like the call. He thought it was up, and he thought it was in. Wheeler's secondary pitches right now are flat. Look at the slider backed up.
And Worth, a line one to left, but it's right at Eric Young. Tagging at third. Rendon scores. Nats are on the board. Worth's 64th RBI.
Hey, see the frustration by Worth. He got a pitch that he thought he should have hit out of here. I mean, he hit it hard on the line, got the sac fly. Good at bat, but the way he's going right now, he's thinking more. He wanted to make this instant game right here. Got a curveball and it was hanging, and he just got it off the end, hit it hard. Threw it out there far enough for a sac fly, but yeah, he's a little frustrated right now. And he's still frustrated about the first pitch. You can read his lips. Said first pitch wasn't a strike.
Here's Ian Desmond. Hit the ball hard to right last time. Lined out to Lagares.
Yeah, all of a sudden the off speed for Wheeler is hanging.
Nats have had 4 hard-hit line drives to the outfield tonight caught. Left-hander Pedro Feliciano is back, and he joins David Aardsma. Nats box, 2 hits up till this inning. Back-to-back singles by Tanner Roark and Denard Span in the third, extending his hitting streak. And then a hit by pitch to Rendon, another hit by Span, a walk in this inning, and the Worth sacrifice fly. Desmond breaks his bat, and that's an RBI hit. It's 8-2.
So for the first time tonight, the line is moving. That guy approves. All those guys in red shirts approve. And that guy's bat died a hero. And good job of hitting with 2 strikes. We'll watch it shatter here on the Exmo because it died a hero. Kind of got it on his hands a little bit as the barrel goes flying somewhere. Handle in the hand. It takes a strong man to hit a ball that far when the bat breaks that violently. Ian Desmond with another lousy single. Quintanilla can't get up that high. And all of a sudden, a 6-run game.
Adam LaRoche has struck out and grounded out. Big shift on. This time, though, Quintanilla, the shortstop, is a lot closer to third. And LaRoche thinking about left field.
Oh, he's just been late. Timing's off. Got a pitch. 95 right down the middle. Last home run for LaRoche was that one in the 15th at Atlanta. 15th inning.
2 weeks ago. Fastball away, and upstairs it goes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, 2 out, extra base hit from making this very interesting. Outside.
Boy, tack on a few here on the way to the Mets bullpen. All of a sudden, there's a lot of baseball to be played.
And LaRoche, look at the fastball up and away.
Well, that'll give Ian Desmond a head start at first base to score on anything in the gap.
Runners on the move. That ball drilled to center. And it's another line drive right at an outfielder. 5 of those tonight. The Nats get 2 into the late innings. It's Mets by 6.
Band 2 for 3. His hit streak extended to 14 games. Eric Young Jr. doing it all for the Mets. 2 for 4. Stolen base, a couple of RBI. And Bryce Harper, 9th outfield assist. And, you know, Dan Herron was up and out over the plate tonight. And there was some rockets hit behind him. Defense made some good efforts. Couldn't come up with a few close ones. Herron himself here in the behind the back try. Just missed going in his pocket in every highlight film in America. But Jason Worth helping out right here with a good throw at home. Cutting down Josh Satin, and Bryce Harper setting a trap right here. It's not a bad idea. Bobble it, pick it up, throw somebody out. So some near misses and some good throws. And the Nats have made a lot of hard outs here tonight.
That they have. Anthony Rendon stays in to play third base. So batting second and pitching will be Fernando Abad. In this call to the bullpen package by the UPS store. We love logistics. Abad, 35th appearance. got one out last night when he came into the 8th. Had walked Ike Davis, but he grounded out Juan Lagares. Facing d'Arnaud here.
And a 3-pitch guy, fastball low to mid-90s, curveball with change.
That ball off the end of the bat, flaring its way down the right field line and foul. Travis d'Arnaud, good-looking young catcher for the Mets. Julie has more.
Well, the Mets actually have 3 players with those lowercase D's to start off their last names. d'Arnaud, Den Decker, and if you count their minor league system, AAA pitcher Jacob deGrom, again with a lowercase D. And MLB only offers 5 lowercase letters available on unis, A, C, E, I, O. So the Mets are currently petitioning and asking Majestic, who are the maker of the unis, to also have and offer a lowercase d just for their team. In the meantime, that lowercase d on d'Arnaud's jersey, it's actually an upside down P.
Well thought out by their clubby.
You lost me at A. But that is smart. The upside down P for the D. And we need to call Elias. How many times have there been 2 starters in a major league lineup with lowercase letters on the back of their jersey?
Big curveball. d'Arnaud struck out by Abad. I guess Elias might say, is that a stat or is that a note? We'll find out. Toyota case for kids. 9 strikeouts tonight. Heron 3, Roark 5, Abad 1. At our DC area Toyota dealers, helping children and their families. $37 for every K to the Children's Inn at NIH. Here's Juan Lagares, up and away. Fernando working quickly. And a ball ripped out of play to the right side. Lagares 2 for 3 tonight. 2 singles. Second inning, third inning, 2 runs scored. And Abad gets a little ground ball to the right side. Lombardozzi coming in, able to make the glove play and the exchange. 2 outs. The Potomac Nationals, with the Carolina League's best record, hosting the first round of the playoffs September 4th through the 6th at Fitzner Stadium down in Woodbridge. Playoff and season ticket information for next year at 703-590-2311 or PotomacNationals.com. Here's Matt Dendecker, 1 for 3, an RBI bloop single, around a couple of strikeouts. And a curveball well outside, 1-2. Cincinnati, by the way, 3-0, fourth inning at Colorado. Pittsburgh doing another number on St. Louis tonight, 7-1. Pirates about to take over first in the Central. And Abad with a 95 way outside. Count goes full with 2 outs and the bases empty here in the 7th. And Dendecker on for the second time.
Well, Davey Johnson last night felt a little dizzy, a little dehydration going on. Took him in the clubhouse. Got him off his feet. Tried to give him an IV. Didn't work out, but because of an early day workout, was not feeling good. And Randy Knorr ran the ship last night for the most part.
I think, yeah, somebody said that they just couldn't get the needle into his vein. And Davey said, you guys have one more chance to do this. And they couldn't get it done. There's a line drive at Lombardozzi. So we arrive at the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Hyundai and the Hyundai Clearance Countdown. Visit your local Hyundai dealers this weekend. Those crazy nights. Mets get 2, then they get 6. The Nats battle and battle, hit line drives all over the ballpark all night and came up with 2 last inning. But I mean, 3 innings, the way this offense has been going for the last 3 weeks or so, the Mets have a lot of outs to get yet in this game. Yeah, and their bullpen throughout the year against the Nationals had an ERA over 7. Yeah. So this game going to be tough. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, but hey, it's one of those nights where the hits haven't been falling for the Nationals. They've been falling for the Mets, and they jumped on Dan Herron. I mean, it's tough to play uphill every single night. We've said the record when they score first and how much easier it is to play when you get some runs on the board. But for the last couple of nights, the Nats have been playing uphill. And they told Gavin McGraw, you're playing after the game, not after 6 or 7 innings. So this thing is still doable. But something's going to have to start happening pretty quickly. Wilson Ramos. 90th pitch of the night. And a high chopper. Shortstop Quintanilla able to throw out Ramos for the first at bottom of the 7th. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Lombardozzi, and then Rendon. Takes a breaking ball and hits that foul called by Jerry Davis down there at first. right off the front railing of the Mets dugout.
Tom Goodwin, first base coach right there. Jonathan Neese. Tom Goodwin still got wheels. He probably got out of the way of that. He'd go out there and steal your base right now.
Nasty breaking ball. Lombardozzi strikes out. No, he doesn't.
That ball hit the dirt.
He's ruling foul tip. Ball hit the dirt, which means it's not a clean catch by Travis d'Arnaud. Terry Collins wants Mark Carlson to ask for help. Home plate umpire doesn't have to appeal if he feels he's made the call. He might have heard three sounds here. Tip, ground, glove.
Yeah, definitely in the dirt. Foul tip. In the dirt, to the glove.
Pretty good call. Lombardozzi then serves one to the left side, and Quintanilla will rob him.
Well, that's just been the story of the night right there. Mets playing great defense. A lot of hard outs. Nice play once again by Omar Quintanilla. This guy could play some kind of short. So you get another life. Throw it out there. Quintanilla leaving his feet. Another great play by the Mets shortstop. Going all Superman right there in the soft line drive off the bat of Lombardozzi.
Kind of crazy, but a ball club with 4 hits tonight is within a couple of inches on the bat or elsewhere of having double-digit hits. That's 6 lineouts by the Nats. So here's Rendon hit by a pitch, first time up. Stayed in to give Ryan Zimmerman the rest of the night off. And Wheeler nearing 100 pitches here in the 7th inning. Slapped the other way with authority. Anthony on for the second time.
Yeah, first time up, hitting the back by an off-speed pitch. This time gets a fastball away, knows what to do, rides it into right field, and that's going to do it for Zach Wheeler.
Terry Collins, a decisive walk to the mound. He'll give up just 5 hits in 6 2/3. Got a big lead to work with. 99 pitches, 69 in the strike zone.
Two out, runner on first base. Time for your Kia Drive of the Game, brought to you by Kia. Visit Kia.com. Learn why Kia is one of the fastest growing car brands in America. And Denard Span with a knock down the left field line extended his hitting streak to 14 games. Very aggressive and swing at the first or second pitch, not waiting around. The results speak for themselves. Stay hot, Denard Span.
Left-hander Pedro Feliciano just turned 37 years of age. Injury problems the last couple of years, as recently as 2010. And 2 years before that, he led the league in appearances. 86, 88, and 92. One of the busiest situational guys in baseball. Denard Span is 0 for 1 career against him.
Well, you see the release point, quarter guy. Fastball, get this, averages 83 miles an hour. Has a slider and a change to go with it. More about the deception, obviously, in the release point than the velocity. And he's stranded 13 of 14 runners this year. He is very popular in the bullpen and with the starters.
Pitched against Kansas City August 2nd. Hadn't been in the big leagues since October of 2010. Second in the Mets history in games 471. And I would imagine Sean Franco is the one guy ahead of him. Span, a good night. Another good night. 2 for 3. Base hit to left. Line drive up the middle. And he'll take one off the hands and shoot it the other way. How well is this guy swinging the bat?
Stay hot. And swing all 3 pitches. I mean, not waiting around for anything. Letting the ball travel, going the other way. Absolutely locked in. So a little 3-quarter frisbee right there, stays right on it, takes it right out of Darno's glove, slaps it to left.
And now hitting .404 during his hitting streak.
A little 2-out lightning. Set the stage for Tyler Moore.
Yeah, Tyler Moore was on deck earlier. Now he's hitting for Fernando Abad. Facing Feliciano for the first time. And that was some kind of changeup. 72. So I guess when your fastball's 83, your changeup has to be in the 70s, right?
Right. PHS. Below hitting speed.
Off speed, and the Nats are done in the 7th. Couple of hits, but they stranded 6 in this 8-2 game. Matthews on the way, 8th inning. Philadelphia Monday night. Fourth toughest guy in the league to hit at 207. Pretty good matchup. Cole Hamels is coming for the Phillies. And his career numbers against the Nats, 14-6 with a 2.57 ERA. But he's having a rough year at 6-13. 6:30, that's extra. 7 o'clock from the booth in Philadelphia. And then first pitch at 7:05. First of 3 in Philly. First of 10 on that road trip. 8-2 Mets, top of the 8th coming up. Become a season plan holder for next year. Receive bonus e-cash, multi-year price locks. You've got till September 30th to do that at nationals.com/2014. Ryan Matthews will take over, 26th game of the year.
And the ERA 6.48, average against 3.46. Had a Ryan Matthews-like appearance last time out. Got a ground ball double play, pounded the strike zone with that two-seam fastball.
Batting for Feliciano, who got Tyler Moore on the strikeout after the Denard Span base hit. Solid contact, but over there is Rendon, and he throws out the pinch hitter, Andrew Brown. Win a hitting lesson with Ryan Zimmerman. You can join Masson's Touch 'em All rewards, your chance to win the grand prize. Go to massonsports.com and sign up.
So you give Ryan a hitting lesson if you win that?
You know, he's in the clubhouse listening. We think.
No, I'm just saying, like, what are you going to teach him?
He's going to make you a better hitter.
You're going to get him on a tee with some wiffle balls? Maybe some front toss?
I just read them. Matthews and Eric Young. Another bouncing ball. Rendon over to his left. Can't wait too long, and it cost him the out. Eric Young just stole a base hit.
Well, that's how you get down the line. Looked like a routine ground ball, right? Young knowing that he's got wheels, obviously. But he ran it out hard. And Rendon just one little extra shuffle right here. A little casual right there. And Eric Young Jr., who flies 33 stolen bases on the year, basically just stole first. And just that little look down once he caught the ball to gather himself. Just a hair too casual, and next thing you know, Young's safe.
Fastball, a strike to Daniel Murphy here in the 8th. Ball laced right field line. Murphy's Law kicks in again. Young heading for third. Sent home by Tim Tuffle. Nats missed the cutoff man. Not sure it would have made a difference. And Daniel Murphy is 3 for 5 and has 5 hits in this series. Mets lead 9-2.
30th double of the year for Murphy. Like I said, we just judge by what we see, and I have no idea how Daniel Murphy's hitting 280-something. Meaning, you'd think he'd be hitting 320.
Ian Desmond probably just said a lot to him what you just said on the air. Who's getting you out? Animated conversation between our shortstop and their second baseman. And here's Josh Satin, who's been on base 3 times. Single, double walk. He rips one. Little drop in front of Jason Worth. Murphy to third. 3 hits in a row against Ryan Matthews. Lucas Duda next.
I mean, when you talk about games remaining in the season, there's really no more time for hiccup games like this. If you're going to do the wild card thing, yeah, the whole one game at a time thing, and you have to have that approach as a ball club, but you can't afford to have games like tonight if you're going to do this thing. Not that tonight's a nail in the coffin by any means, but just based on time alone and running out of games, you can't afford games like this.
Long run for Harper. Bryce is there to catch the fair ball, and he'll just bounce it home to Ramos. Murphy showing no interest in trying to score. 2 outs.
And it's not even about what the other teams are doing. Oh, Cincinnati lost and you stayed the same 6.5. You're running out of days. And I honestly think this team is put together where they can make a run here based on the schedule, how they've been playing of late, minus the last 2 games. But clock is ticking.
Travis d'Arnaud, 2 for 4. Fastball. Boy, they are just stepping in and ripping. Looks like David Aardsma will be next in the bottom of the 8th. Pretty good looking slider by Ryan Matthews. Didn't get the call. Kinetic North America will have a look at it.
Well, that's where he wanted it, first of all. See what Pitch Track thinks. Liked it. Didn't get the call.
Three and 2. 94. Fastball down. Murphy over there at third base. Josh Satin at first. Murphy's driven in his 62nd and 63rd runs. And with Satin on the move, Ryan Matthews walks Travis d'Arnaud, and the bases are loaded. Ryan's just in one of those funks right now where it's a step forward and now a step back.
Yeah, it seems like last year he's 0-2 to everybody, right? Throwing that turbo sinker, 94, 95, occasional 96 on the inner half. A lot of sliders here after the fastball's up were hit. Now he has to throw strikes.
And that ball's pounded right up the middle, hits the bag, which slows it down. 2 more runners score, Murphy and Satin, and the Mets lead 11-2.
Well, watch that last fastball to Lagares. It didn't have a whole lot of sink, almost like 4-seam action right down the middle. A little tail late. But with Ryan Matthews is good. That 2-seamer goes down as well as in. That one just planed out, stayed on the same plane, ran in right onto Lagares' barrel, and another base hit.
And the Mets have 16 hits. They've been kind of an odd offensive team this year. They've been in the bottom 3 in batting average almost all year, but they've been in the top 7 or 8 in runs scored.
So 16 hits, and I have 2 doubles and 14 singles, 3 doubles and 13 singles. Is that right? My scorecard's a zoo right now, so I'm asking you.
It's what I've got. It's what the truck has. It's unanimous. So right,
13 singles.
Wow. Dendecker goes up hacking. He's 1 for 3 RBI single. His first in the big leagues and a walk. That is right down the middle at 93. And high in the air, right center. Jason Worth drifting with it. Finally comes down. 8th inning over. 8 Mets bat. 3 more score. 11-2 New York. Brought to you by Kia. Visit Kia.com to learn why Kia is one of the fastest growing car brands in America. Warm night at the ballpark, and the Mets warmed it up early. 8 runs in the first 3 innings. They've tacked on 3 more. Nats 2 in the 6th, and RBIs by Worth and Desmond. But it's all New York tonight for every Nats walk this season. And there's been just 1 in this game tonight. Blue Cross Blue Shield. That's Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield. Contributes $50 to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Washington, D.C. So we're getting over 19,000, heading for 20 with 383 walks. Take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Right-hander 31-year-old David Ardsma makes his 32nd appearance for the Mets. 27 strikeouts in 30 innings with a 4.15 ERA.
Fastball slider split from Ardsma. Fastball average is 91. Wasn't that the big windup that came in the second game of that doubleheader after the Nats lost 11-0 to the Mets and saved the day?
Yeah, he was the John Lennon doubleheader guy of this year.
Well, he's going tomorrow, and
going to have to be a stopper.
He's going to have to save the day.
Harper 0 for 2 with a walk.
The year.
Bryce in this series 0 for 6. Harper facing Aardsma for the first time.
So getting back to the point we made earlier in the broadcast in this game tonight, you know, an 11-2 ball game. This is where you can really show a lot of people and run hard to first if you ground out. Or you get into a 3-1 count and hit one on the seats. That way you don't have to worry about running.
Got to trot down there with a walk last time and a good at bat. But set the Nats up for an eventual 2-on, 2-out situation. Actually loaded the bases at that time. And Bryce is smelling 3 here unless they stop him. Lagares has to go to the 335 mark to get it. And a good throw might get him. And Bryce Harper's out at third. That's 12 outfield assists for Juan Lagares this year, the most in the National League.
Well, you can't criticize the effort, and you can't criticize the hustle. But the one thing you can criticize is making the first out at third, down by 9 runs. But Bryce Harper getting after it, playing his game, running hard.
Murphy on the relay, 9-4-5.
At this point in the game, you need base runners, but Bryce doing his thing. And the run until they tag the offense is back, but this time it backfires.
Ball 1 to Jason Worth with Desmond on deck. Pretty good fastball by David Aardsma, who early in his career threw extremely hard.
I mean, you could almost see it in Bryce Harper's face when he was running towards second base. He was thinking, I'm going to make up for last night. And that's all he had on his mind coming around second. Regardless of the score, regardless of anything, he was thinking that ground ball to second base that I didn't run hard on last night, I'm going to show everybody tonight how hard I'm going to run. And that was the thought process. It came from a good place. It was a mistake. He'd be the first one to tell you down by 9 runs. But he was going to show everybody that last night was a fluke and I still play hard. And as he gets older in this game, he'll realize that, you know, it's about base runners and that's it. Good swing. Came from the right place. Playing hard.
Worth down to the third baseman, Josh Satin. 2 outs. Celebrating 11 years, MLB.TV. Catch the rest of this season in HD quality with premium. Every out-of-market game live on more than 350 mobile and connected devices. Visit MLB.TV. Baseball everywhere. Ian Desmond, 1-for-1 career against Aardsma. And he'll pull the bat back on a pitch just outside. Drew Storn for the 9th. That was an 18-pitch, 13-strike inning for Ryan Matthews.
Well, that's just the way the game is developed, huh? Up by 9 runs, you throw a 2-0 slider. Back in the day, up by 9 runs, you're sitting dead red right there, seeing how far you can hit it. But now it's about, you know, getting paid and my earned run average.
Yeah, ERAs.
Guys trying to stay at this level like David Ardsma is.
Well, that ball is hit as hard as you can hit one. And Ian Desmond has another extra base hit. That'll be his 56th of the year. He's in the top 5 in the league, and it comes on double number 34.
Doubles Desmond. Does it again. And that's another off-speed pitch. 81 miles an hour. Desmond catches her out front. Like you said, Carp, perfect. You cannot hit a ball any harder than this. I mean, that rattled around down the left field corner like a ball in a pinball machine.
Adam LaRoche is next. 1 for 3 with a double, career against Ardsma. And 0 for 3 tonight. Adam trying to battle his way out of an 0 for 14 here. Hit the ball well last time, lined out right to Dendecker in center field, ending the 6th with 2 men aboard. And by the way, that's a new career high for Desmond in doubles, 34. Desmond had 33 doubles, 2 triples, and 25 home runs last year.
It'll be interesting to see if the Nationals' new skipper believes in putting a C on a uniform or not, because if he does, you would think one of the first orders would be to put that on Ian Desmond's chest.
It's a rare thing in baseball.
I mean, we talk about a lot of guys playing hard. That guy plays hard every single night, regardless of the score, regardless of how he's going at the time. Whether he's 0 for 10, 10 for 10, he runs every ball out. He plays with his hair on fire every single night and leads by example.
Yeah. And there's more to it as well with Ian Desmond. The thoughtful approach to the game, the total knowledge of everything that's going on around him in the clubhouse and on the field.
Yeah, that's nice, and that's great.
I think it counts for a lot.
You still have to go out there and do it. You know, if it was about being a good guy and having knowledge, I'd still be playing at 46. Well, he's getting the job done and doing it on a daily basis, and that's, Carp, the kind of guy you gravitate to as a player. That's the guy you want to be around. If he's doing it, I want to do it. If he's doing it on a daily basis, look at him go. You know, back's jacked up. He's still out there doing it. Those are the guys that inspire you.
Yeah, that's not really what I said. That was on top of the talent and the performance he has. I mean, he's the total package.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's a plus for sure. Definitely understands, and like I said, gets it. And that's the biggest compliment you can get. He absolutely gets it.
There's some fans making some noise, not giving up on this one.
They're trying to get Desmond to steal third base, because if we get a wide shot of this, nobody's covering third.
Yeah, the only guy that could tag him out would be Trent Jewett.
Well, they wouldn't give him a stolen base, number one. It would be defensive indifference at this point. Listen to the crowd. Go to third.
LaRoche will pull it into the shift. Nats are gone on in the 8th. Couple of doubles, a runner stranded. They've left 7 tonight. Into the 9th, it's 11-2 New York.
For the ninth, it is time for Cholula hot sauce. The hot sauce with the iconic wooden cap, available in original flavor, chili lime, chili garlic, and chipotle. And I think in order to jumpstart the Nats tomorrow, I'm going to take a bath in Cholula hot sauce tonight. That one was at 95 miles an hour.
Wilson Ramos finally gets a little time off. He's been catching every day, every night. So Jonathan Solano will replace him as Drew Storen comes in for the top of the ninth inning. Solano called up, of course, when Kurt Suzuki was traded in the middle of last week. And a little battery time with Drew.
Well, this is where you got to pump yourself up as a pitcher. Everything counts, and you're used to being in there when the game's on the line. You're going in to get your work in. But in your mind right now, you have to trick yourself and tell you it's a one-run lead, and that's how you got to pitch. Easy to say, not easy to do.
Omar Quintanilla. And they'll bat Justin Turner for David Aardsma in a moment. Drew's last appearance, a one-hit, one-walk strikeout, scoreless seventh inning against the Marlins Wednesday night in the 4-3 win. It was after the rain delay, and things had to be pieced together by Davey and Steve McCaddy the rest of the night. Drew actually got the win in that game when the Nats came up with a run in the bottom of the seventh on the Ian Desmond hit. And that's way inside, 3-1. And beyond the reach of Lombardozzi, Quintanilla on base for the third time. It's funny how the really hard hit balls tonight have been caught, and the flares have been the one falling in, and the Mets have done a good job of putting the ball in play.
Well, you nailed that. Tonight, the barrel is highly overrated. .13th single, 14th single of the night for the Mets.
That'll bring in Justin Turner. 4 for 29 as a pinch hitter. .28-year-old infielder from Long Beach who played at Cal State Fullerton, and a .254 career hitter, and 4 years in the big leagues with the Orioles and the Mets.
Well, when you talk about Storen's new delivery, maybe it prolongs his career, because to me, when he picks that leg up and rides that backside more, it seems like he's using more of his lower half, to where before, when he just kept that foot close to the ground, it seemed like all arm. Even though he was creating a little bit of torque with the lower half, but that leg kick at least allows him a little bit better push off, keeps him on the backside a little bit longer over the rubber, and ideally to get that release point a little more out in front than it was, so he can negotiate that fastball lower in the zone than it was before he went to Syracuse.
Breaking ball hangs up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Two with nobody out. Well, Eric Young Jr. has been a handful tonight. 3 singles, an RBI, a steal, 2 runs. And up the middle. Desmond, look at that pick. Lombardozzi able to turn it after Ian Desmond makes an outstanding play.
Well, it kind of goes back to the point we were making in the bottom half of the ante with Desmond hitting. Doesn't matter what the score is, plays the same every single day. And hot shot up the middle, he's on it. Perfect feed to Lombardozzi, who barehanded it actually. And a nifty little 6-4-3 double play. Watch the bare hand catch by Lombardozzi. Puts it back in the glove, secures the grip, lets it rip. Nice play. Perfect feed.
That was pretty. Top of the order, here's Young. In the air, left side. Ian Desmond under it. Jordan gets a scoreless inning. We're going to the bottom of the 9th. Ramos, Lombardozzi, pitcher spot. They're warming up Scott Atchison. The series, and then they'll try to go for it all tomorrow night. The Nats, one more chance this evening. Here's the next 5. The ESPN Sunday night game matches these 2 up, and then it's on to Philadelphia. 3 night games, an off day Friday, then on to Miami for 3, and then New York for 4 on a long late season road trip. So September is here tomorrow. Nats will have to rally or settle for a 16-11 August. 37-year-old right-hander Scott Atchison. Big league time with Seattle, the Giants, and the Red Sox, where he appeared in 42 ball games last year. And for the Mets, number 37, now 38 this year. 3.74 ERA. Not a strikeout guy at all. 15 Ks in 34 innings.
Really a 2-pitch guy. Fastball, cutter, occasional curve, occasional change. Doesn't throw him very often. The fastball averages 90 miles an hour. The cutter 86.
Jonathan Solano gets an AB here.
So load him up 3 times and see what happens.
Now that would be a long inning and a lot of fun.
And that would get the wave going again for sure.
Now that would be a blast. Solano 6 for 36 this year. That's a couple of RBIs. Goes up hacking, and I think he got himself an infield hit.
He did. Look at
Jonathan Solano.
Excuse me, Carp. Look at the onion roll.
He's one of the most likable young guys you'll have around a ball club.
He is.
You know, guys who can run a little and generate some offense and do a good job. You can work in this game for a long, long time as a solid backup catcher.
The 10-run ninth started with an infield single.
There's a chopper off the bat of Lombardozzi. Charging. He's safe. Quintanilla can't throw him out. Couple of infield hits here, getting things going.
The 10-run ninth started with 2 infield singles.
Anthony Rendon next, then Denard Span.
Put your head down and go. Smell a hit. Lombardozzi down the line. Safe. So the way we see it, the Nats have a lot more of those coming here in the ninth. They've made some hard outs here tonight.
Rendon has been hit by a pitch, scored, and walked.
So the truck is figuring 8 infield hits and a grand slam would tie it. And I'm in.
That's great. Concert could start at midnight.
Hey. Kevin DeGrom might do his best work at midnight. You never know.
2-1 to Anthony Rendon. That's right in there. Rendon has faced Atchison 0 for 1. So has Denard Span 1 for 2. And a 2-2 right up the middle. Quintanilla and Murphy, and Rendon easily beats the relay. So runners at first and third, 1 out. PNC Bank brings you Nats Extra for Johnny and Ray from the studio. And I have Johnny doing his 5th sporting event of the day. Terps, our studio booth. Terps pregame, Terps football game, Terps postgame, Nats pregame extra, and now Nats Extra postgame. And Johnny's looking for a late night basketball game when everything's wrapping up.
Do it, Johnny Holiday.
He will never be accused of being Wally Pipp.
Or home.
There's Denard Span, 3 for 4. And a nasty breaking ball in the dirt. Good block by Travis d'Arnaud. What a night for Denard, 3 for 4, hitting well over 400 now during his 14-game hitting streak. Left side, second base for 1 and no chance for 2, and a run scores. Span gets his 38th RBI on a 5-4 fielder's choice. And with the pitcher spot coming up, Chad Tracy. 9 pinch hits this year, 2 homers, 4 RBIs. In the who would have thunk it stat of the evening, if the Mets win this game, they've got a pretty respectable road record going this year. They are 10 under 500 at home, and if they win this game, they are a 500 team away from Citi Field. Nice line drive for Chad Tracy. Charged hard by Lagares in right. And the Nats putting some offense together here in the bottom of the ninth. 2 on, 2 out. And another chance for Bryce Harper, who doubled last time.
Well, when you come off the bench late in a game where you're down by 8 runs and get yourself a base knock, and you're standing on first base feeling like you went 5 for 5. Good at bat right there by Chad Tracy.
Bryce 1 for 3 with a walk and a double. Facing Scott Atchison for the first time. .92 quick bat. It went straight back. Harper in the air, left side. This will be close. It comes back to Eric Young Jr., and the Mets have won this series. They win last night 3-2. They win tonight 11-3 with 17 base hits. So for Julian F.P., Bob Carpenter, rough couple nights, especially this evening against these Mets. We'll be back with you Monday night, Mass in 2 HD in Philadelphia, 6:30 Nats Extra. And the first pitch at 7:05 with Strasburg and Hamels. This has been a Masson presentation. Johnny and Ray, Nats Extra postgame from our booth here at Nationals Park. So long for